Hi everyone, good evening. Thanks for joining me tonight on the live chat. And if you're catching up on this on the replay, just press the chat button and you can watch the conversation. I'm just getting set up to get a cup of tea. I set everything up and then I ran off to get a cup of tea and just had to run back. Oh no, I'm going to be late. So, can everyone hear me, by the way? Hi Ross, hi Liz, hello Kelly, hello Jazz. I'm just going to set Jasmine as a moderator as well. Thank you very much for saying you'll do that. Okay. So how's everyone's day been? Hope it's been grand. So, can you see in the background, I have some wine and I've done 3 lots of wine this week, and I've also bottled up 3 other lots of wine. So I'll tell you about that in a bit. But can you hear them? Actually, you probably can't actually, but they're kind of bubbling away really nicely. Hi, Eagle Lodge Island. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Eleanor. And hi, Homestead in the Highlands. Hope you're well. Hi, Pete. How are you? So yeah, I'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to apologise actually that I'm really sorry that I've not done a January plot tour or a January garden tour. On Sunday, I went to the allotment really early in the morning and planned that I was going to be doing an allotment tour, but also another video I had planned. But unfortunately, our allotments are quite small. Had their radio on full blast. Yeah, it was also more gardening videos are going to be done shortly. I just had a bit of a glitch there. Can everyone still hear me? No, Ross, it's my internet, but do you know what? I didn't check in here if the booster was switched on, which might be down there. But I don't really so hopefully, I don't know if my Wi-Fi is good. It should be all right because it's good on my laptop, so I'm really sorry about that. Right, so everyone's struggling. I'm really sorry. Oh, hang on. I hear someone's coming. Did you unplug the thing? He's not going to appear on camera, but he's going to plug in the thing for me. Right, so we're going to hopefully get that technical issue sorted. Right, we should all be sorted now. In 2 minutes, apparently. Right, sorry about that. Next time I will check that I do have the internet sorted first. Because we've got this really old house, the walls are really thick and they're just thick with bricks and stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. I should have checked it first. But yeah, anyway, unfortunately, I wasn't able to really get a video out at the weekend. So I do apologise, but I promise you we will get yeah, so Mum, these are the bottles of wine I've been week, so I can show you if you want now actually. I bottled my first 2 lots of wine. So this is a bottle of apple wine. It's still not very clear though, so but yeah, that's an apple wine that I started off a couple of months ago. I used Liz Zorab's recipe for this, and this is a blackberry wine that I also did. But I did rack them off once, but I didn't stabilise them. So I'm thinking that I probably have to drink them quite soon. We did have a bottle of each and it was really tasty. but really strong. Now, I thought this only gets up to like 15%, but I'm pretty sure it was much more than that. So, yeah, so black brew wine and the apple wine too. But I've kind of been learning a lot more about it since I've bottled them up, and I think they probably need about... They probably should have sat in the demijohns for another 3 months, and then I bottled them. So unfortunately, yeah, they do need to be drunk quite quickly. Right, I'm just going to catch up with the comments now, because I think I'm still a little bit behind. And sorry if I've missed anybody that came up. I kind of like lost my train of thought a little bit when the internet wasn't working. Hi, Nigel. Hi, James. Hope you're well. Right. Do I use a hydrometer? Yes, I do. However, I have really no idea how I'm reading it. So you need to get obviously a certain specific gravity to begin with, so you can estimate where it's going to be when it finishes. But the hydrometer that I've got is not like one that's just got all the points on. There's some extra bits on it, and I don't really understand it. But the last 3 that I've done here in the demijohns, I did use a hydrometer and I did make a note of it, but whether or not I read it correctly, I'm not sure. Hi, Dave. Hope you're well. Hi, Sam. How are you? It's nice that you were able to pop in today. But yes, so I have a wine here, which is a mystery wine, because I'm going to be doing a video about this wine. I've just not filmed it yet. And this one here, oh my goodness, it's really heavy. This is a Winbury wine, and also known as bilberry. So yeah, bilberry. It's really, really dark in colour. But yeah, each one of these 6 bottles of wine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to have a go with that. And this one here is an apple and blackberry as well. And I've got it on a table that's not really that strong. And I did suddenly have a thought, can you imagine if all of these smash on the floor? I'm going to lose a lot of wine. So hopefully they don't. So yeah, but Jasmine is also making some wine at the moment, aren't you? So yeah. Yes, that is true, Steve. It does obviously tell you about that, but I'm not sure I'm reading it correctly. So I've written it all down, and I'm hoping that when it comes to the end, I can do it again and work out what the alcohol content is. However, the blackberry and the apple one we had was very strong, because we only had a glass each, and we could definitely tell that we'd had wine, definitely. So, and then by the end of the night, when I'd had over a bottle of it, I definitely could tell the next day that I had a lot of wine. Yeah, the Winbury wine, basically, from doing my first lot of wine, I have learnt quite a lot of things. And with this lot of wine that I've started off this week, I'm going to rack it off in the next few weeks into a fresh demijohn, and then I'm going to leave it about 30 days. Then I'm going to rack it off again. And what racking off means is that you put it into a clean demijohn, but you leave the sediment in the bottom. And then after that, I'm going to leave it 3 months to kind of finish off. Then I will stabilise the wine, and then I'll leave it another couple of weeks, and then I'll bottle it. So probably it's not going to be ready really for about a year, but we can have some at the bottling stage, basically. See, there's no reason why it should scare you. I am going to be doing a video actually just about making a really basic wine, and I know I did a really easy wine before, but there's kind of an easier version that I'm going to have a go with. So I will definitely say watch out for that video, and it's so easy, and you can actually, rather than these demijohns, which you can get second hand, but you can buy like these plastic demijohns. They're about £3, so I would say it's definitely worth giving it a go if you like alcohol. So so yeah, you know, it doesn't cost a lot to have a go, and you can always pick up the second-hand demijohns. Yeah, there obviously will be, yeah, wine available, Mum, when you come and stay, but also, yeah, Liz always has lots of other wine. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to kind of like get onto that after I was kind of chatting about the first bit of the video today, and I just wanted to know what everybody's still got in store that they grew last year from their harvest last year, what they're eating. I have about 13 pumpkins left, and you know, apart from that, I've got absolutely nothing in stock at all. So, and I do have one plan for the rest, well, not the rest of the pumpkins, but I've definitely got a plan for a couple of the pumpkins. And it does involve a fermenting bucket and then a demijohn. So we'll see how that one goes. Hi, Nick. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with it. I'm really sorry. I kind of haven't recovered from the fact the internet wasn't working, because I planned my whole video in a certain way, and yeah, I haven't managed to get it back now, so I do apologise. See you later, Ross, and thank you for helping out. Oh, potato sweet and red cabbage. With the sweet, is that still in the ground, or did you harvest it already? Yeah, I got some pasta in the freezer as well, or in the cupboard, sorry. So what squashes have you still got, Pete? Which of the bottles tastes the best? Well, I would say the blackberry one tastes the best for the moment, but hopefully you do need to kind of leave it about a year to settle and everything. But I'm really hoping, Hazel, that the berries were quite tart when I put them in. So yeah, that should be really good. And thank you, Hazel, because everybody, my sister Hazel is here, and I don't think she's ever been on a live chat before. So say hi to Hazel. My mum's here as well, and I think my stepdad's here. So it's a family event tonight. Also, another bit of updating news is that I was really struggling, and I always moan about this fact that I don't have enough time to garden. And on a Tuesday, Robin hangs out with the grandparents. But because they're retired now, they go on holiday quite a lot, and they're away for the whole of January in India. So that's really hard for me, because I mean, it's amazing when they do look after her, but it's hard when I then have a whole month that I don't have extra time to garden. So I have organised Robin to go to nursery one day a week, or one morning a week now, which is absolutely amazing. And it means that she can hang out with lots of other children and interact and learn from them. But then I get a dedicated 4 hours to do extra gardening every week, which means I'll be able to do more videos, and I'll be able to actually get on with growing more veg for the garden and growing more ingredients for the demijohns, because I've got 3 empty demijohns right now, and you know, the more ingredients I can grow, the better. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with all of these. Hi, Ants, how are you? Thanks, Nicola. Oh, she does need a little mud kitchen, but the problem with Robin at the moment is if I do take her to the allotment, but she will also eat the mud. So she's just at that age now where she will just eat everything. And I do understand that they need an immune system. And believe me, she crawls around the floors in my house, so she has got an immune system, but she's a little bit young for that at the moment. I will try and grow some parsnips. I did try and grow parsnips last year, or the year before last, when we were still living in Bristol and we were coming here for the weekends, and I'd only probably seen the garden 3 times or something. And I thought, I'm going to grow all of this stuff. So I grew I was going to just plant it all in the ground in Wales, where the ground had not been dug at all or anything like that for, you know, absolutely years. And they did die. But I am going to try, if I can, this year to get some growing. I think Liz has got some absolutely massive parsnips. So yeah, definitely if I can grow some that big, I will be very happy. By the way, is everything okay and is it still buffering for people? Because I get it a little bit slower on my computer. So I really hope that you can see everything okay. I don't think I ever crawled around the floor eating mud when I was a child, Mum. I've not tried rhubarb wine. I'm not sure if Liz has made rhubarb wine, but when I have read up about making rhubarb wine, oh, I'm really sorry that it's a little bit jumpy. I'm really sorry. I don't really know how I'm going to fix that, to be honest, but I am really sorry. When I was looking at making rhubarb wine, I think you need to like put sugar on it the night before so that it will remove some of the toxins from it, because it can make the wine go bad or something. But I do plan on making some next year. I'm really sorry that yeah, it's not very good. I do apologise. Also, another thing, apart from me getting some extra gardening time, we had, I know I've said before, we're getting an electric car, so we need to put some infrastructure in. Firstly, we need a driveway where I live, because we need to obviously be able to park the car near to the house and charge it. And the driveway that we have, there is I don't know if all of you watched my really early videos, possibly not, because I did them when I was really new to the channel, but we have a driveway and it's very steep and you can't actually park our car on it. So we have had, we need to have a structural engineer come out and actually sign off the plans that we're going to be doing, because we do need to dig down very deep. We have some, I don't think they're builders. I'm really sorry that. Right, I don't know if you can still see me. Right. Can you actually see me? And because I think I'm a little bit behind. I'm so sorry that this isn't working. Oh, I'm still there. But basically, we are having a driveway done, but we're having a double or a triple driveway. And because of that, we need to have a lot of earth taken away. And we have a cellar underneath this room. We have a cellar, and we've got a front door just through this wall here is our front door. So what we need to have done is a test pit dug just outside our front door down to where the cellar is, to see then if the foundations of the house go below the cellar. Now our house is quite it's a big footprint, but it's up very high and we've got a wall around. So what the guys think is that our foundations go below the cellar, but possibly only where the cellar is, which means that obviously if they dug away all that earth, our house could fall into the hole that they're digging. So we have to have a structural engineer come out and check obviously that it's going to be okay and how much of the earth we can have taken away. But what's really exciting about that is that the people that are going to be doing the work are currently working on about 4 acres just up from our road, and they are making an eco, it's not like an eco house. I think they are putting a house there, but they're working on, they have the council out and looking about how they can develop the land, and part of that development, like plan they've got is they have to make it sustainable. So it's really interesting what they're doing up there. But they were then talking to us about when we have our driveway put in, because the level of our front door is so much higher, we can have a roof or something like that put over where our driveway is, and possibly have like grass over the top. But then because it's going to be like really structurally sound there, I was thinking of being able to have like raised beds and everything over the top. So that's really exciting, because it will mean that that part of our, like where our front door is, can be developed to look really different, but actually I can still get vegetables and stuff in there, which would be really nice. I'm just going to, sorry, catch up with the... Oh, I do know Ant absolutely loves cider, because he said that he would fill up a cellar with cider. Sorry, I'm gone quiet because I'm trying to catch up with everything. Rhubarb cider. That's quite interesting. Now, as far as I'm aware, like if you're making a cider, you just use like a special cider yeast. Am I correct? Or does it have to involve apples? Because you get a pear cider that's obviously with pears. So Olio. So Olio is an app, and Lloyd is the principal engineer now, because last time everybody asked me what his job was, I wasn't really sure, but he had a promotion and he is the principal engineer for Olio. And Olio is an app that you can download, and then you can share food on it, or actually you can share anything for free. And the whole point of it is to stop food waste. So you could, I don't know, find some beans at the back of your cupboard and put it on the Olio app, and then people can come and collect that. But what they do in London is they have a couple of, I was going to say contracts, but it's not contracts. They have agreements where people go to different restaurants at the end of the night and collect their surplus food, and then they share that on Olio. So it's a really great thing. And if you haven't downloaded it, download it and have a look, because it's great. Hi Kelly, how are you? Yeah, so with food banks and stuff, food banks are also really great, but sometimes food banks won't take vegetables and stuff, or things that have been opened. So when we lived in Bristol, it was quite a busy town, and literally you could put anything on there, and within 2 minutes somebody would have collected it, which is great. And some people can't take stuff to a food bank because they don't drive, or it's not easy for them. So it is a really great thing if you want to yeah, do something quite quick and easy, really. Sorry, again, I'm just trying to catch up with everything. Yeah, Kelly, that's the thing with Olio. Obviously, it has to be in areas where people also do it. But by you downloading it and having it, you know, in the future, it will tell you if other people have joined in your area. Oh, that's really great that they use fresh stuff in the soup kitchens. Yeah, Kelly, that sourdough bread that you make looks absolutely amazing. Lloyd went through a stage of making sourdough, but honestly never looked that amazing. And you keep putting pictures on Instagram of your sourdough, and it just makes me want to eat all the bread, basically. Hi, Stephen. Oh, Kelly, are you a food hero then? Yeah, sourdough is pretty lovely. When we lived in Bristol, we had a bakery just down the road from where I worked, and they used to do like a sourdough loaf, and I used to go in there at lunchtime to take it home, and then literally by the afternoon it looked like a mouse had eaten it, because I'd have like been picking away all afternoon at it. But that is something that we are going to be doing more of, you know, think, well, actually, I say I'm going to be doing more of. Lloyd said the other day that he was going to get a sourdough starter on the go again. And sorry if it is a bit jumpy again. Can you see me? Oh, is it not? So basically, I see it's jumpy, and then I'm like stopping because I'm thinking that it's jumpy again. I do apologise. It's probably my laptop just a little bit jumpy because it's connected to like one of the other networks in the house. So that's, yeah, I'm just like not going to look at the computer. I have a question for everybody. Last year, I started off a chicken manure compost bin, and it's pretty much full now, and I've started making another. But all of the compost at the bottom looks very composted. So how long does everybody suggest that I should leave that manure to rot down before I put it on the garden? Because I'm thinking a year is okay, but I'm not sure if, yeah, that's long enough. Hi, Tony. Tony's here, but I'm not sure which Tony because I can't see that he's joined here, but my computer's being a little bit slow. I haven't turned the pile, no. I've literally just put it in it's one of those Daleks. Ah, Guru. You haven't really missed much apart from I've been buffering a bit, that's all. But this is my little wine collection, and I did do a little showcase of the wines earlier. So if anybody joins late and wants to see or hear anything about my wine, just let me know. Yes, Tony, it's you. Hello. I'm obviously like really behind on this video. But yes, lots of alcohol here. And when I put a picture up the other day on my Facebook group, I think Jazz and Kelly from Kelly's Somerset allotment were very excited by it, and we've all planned that we're going to have a little tasting session at some stage. So is anyone else interested in popping over for a tasting session? I think that would make a very good live show, us all having a go on the wine. I know the only problem with my wine cellar, Kelly, is that it's only got 15 bottles of wine in. But my plan is this time next year, I will have like 150, because that would be so cool. But also, like my plan with making homebrew and stuff, it's really fun, but it's really cheap, and it's like cutting down your food miles. So it's really environmentally friendly just to make loads of wine, isn't it? But also, everyone loves drinking wine, don't they? And I was thinking that to make a really good wine, it takes about 18 months. And this is like my first lot of wine I made. And it's still very hazy. But I'm hoping these wines will be really good. And when they are done, they will be in time for a Christmas, and loads of people can get loads of wine for Christmas, which will save me a load of money as well. So definitely going to be good. Yeah, well, honestly, everyone can have a tent in the garden, and we can have like some party or something and drink wine. It'd be good. Definitely, but also I can make it out of tiger nuts, Kelly, because tiger nuts have actually been eaten since Paleolithic times. So I can make one out of those. So technically it will be paleo. Are you saying this would never be getting given away? It was mine. I'm planning on getting like hundreds on the go. So I love giving things away. So that's good. Although, to be honest, Lloyd is probably in the kitchen or in the other room thinking, no, she's not giving any of that away. I would really love to make strawberry wine, but I haven't got a strawberry bed yet. But I do plan on having a strawberry bed next year, so, or this year actually, because it's 2019 now, isn't it? I don't really understand too much about the paleo diet. I just understand it's like great eating grains and stuff. So, uh, sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. Yeah, I am a little bit worried because Jazz said that she is really a heavy, not a heavy drinker, that's the wrong thing to say. She said she can drink most people under the table. And you know, I think she's going to get a shock because she's made some home brew, and when she has a drink of that, I think she's going to be shocked how strong it is. But then if we do really have a wine tasting evening, I am worried that I would be blind on the floor and she would still be going. So, quince wine. I think quince wine would be really good because it goes like a really deep kind of red colour, doesn't it? And it makes a really lovely jelly. So it would probably be like really, really lovely. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. I can't really drink cider at all. I had like this really bad experience on it quite a few years ago. Steve, with Liz's plum wine recipe, I used exactly the same recipe as she did when I made the blackberry wine, but instead of using the plums, I used the blackberries, and it tasted really nice. But at Christmas, Liz gave me some wine. I can't remember what it was now, but it possibly was plum wine actually, but it was really lovely. Also, this week, what has everybody planted or seeds they've sown? Because I've not done anything yet at all. Hi, Emily. Yeah, Steve, basically, her recipe is really easy to go by. You know, I think kind of making wine is like you have fruity water, you add extra sugar, you add some yeast and some water, and then pretty much you can, yeah, ferment it and it tastes good. Oh wow, Kelly, you've been really on it, haven't you? How many hours a week do you spend at the allotment? Yeah, hibiscus. What actually is hibiscus? Because you keep talking about that, Kelly, but I'm not actually sure what hibiscus is. I keep meaning that I need to look up and read what it's about. Oh, that's lovely to being able to go for an hour a day. That's great. Also, while I remember, um, all of you know Jazz, she's in our live chat right now. She has had some trouble. I don't know if you've watched her latest video, but her camera has broken, and she has, because she's not able to do it in any other way, she has had to resort to setting up a GoFundMe page to help her continue with the channel. And I know many of you do watch her and know that Rue absolutely loves the channel and really enjoys all of the feedback and the interaction that she has with us. But because their camera isn't working, Jasmine has had to set up a GoFundMe page to hopefully get enough money to buy a new camera so that she can continue uploading and editing on her computer. And she's not able to actually film on her camera because she's not able to edit, and she's not able to get the information and the videos from her phone onto her laptop so she can she can actually edit it. So she has, set up a GoFundMe page. So if you've got 2 minutes, if you could head over to that GoFundMe page and support her a couple of pounds if you can, that would be absolutely amazing. I've not got the link here, but Liz has put the link up here. So that would be absolutely amazing, because I really enjoy watching, Jasmine and Rue all the time. So I would like their camera to get a new camera as soon as possible so that they can resume. But she is still doing a live tomorrow, which she can do streaming straight from her phone. So if you are free tomorrow, click on her. If you see everybody that's everybody's like face icon on here, if you click on it, next to them there's like 3 dots. If you go onto Jasmine's, you can subscribe to her if you haven't already, so you can get notified tomorrow at 5 when she's going live. Yeah, but Jasmine, like, we all talk about how we're a community and stuff, and we all do need to look out for each other. And I think, a couple of pounds isn't a lot to any of us when we get so much enjoyment out of the content that you make and stuff, and especially seeing like Rue so involved, and it's really good, isn't it? So is everybody at the allotment tomorrow? I've got a friend coming tomorrow, so I'm going to be going to the allotment on Sunday, and I'm hoping to get lots done. But yeah, with going to the allotment at the weekend, because it is a small allotment, there is a lot of noise from the people that live around it, so it's not so easy to film. But once Robin is at nursery, I'm able to, hi Jane, how are you? I'll be able to do more filming, which will be absolutely amazing. So Jane, thanks for joining us. I have just been talking about all of the wine that I've been making, and I know you made a blackberry wine, didn't you, with Liz's recipe? How did that go? Have you drank it yet? Yeah, I think as well, like, a lot of people at the weekends are very busy, aren't they? Yeah, we haven't actually mentioned Sapper Gardner. It's really, really sad to hear about Sapper Gardner. But it does make you realise actually that I didn't necessarily know all of the rules and stuff, and it is quite scary that we have to make sure we do the rules correctly, otherwise we can just be switched off, and that's very scary and very sad. Hi James, how are you? Hi Jimmy. I'm trying to catch up with the comments, sorry. And how is your new plot going? Did you actually do a video the other day that I've missed? I think I wasn't meant to watch it, but you've done an update video, I think, which is long awaited. Oh, home ed astronomy morning. So what have you got planned for that? Stan goes to Beavers, and he actually got his astronomy badge last week, so I need to sew that on. I think though with Beavers, it's like a competition with the mums to how they sew them on the arm and make sure they sew them like really neatly and stuff. It's quite a lot of pressure. See, home education, I watch a lot of videos with Jasmine, and I think it looks absolutely amazing, but I did not think that I could do it with my son, because he just would not want to do it. Yes, I will be doing a live chat pretty much every Friday now, but hopefully next time I'm not going to have technical issues, so I do apologise, because yeah, I've not been on best form this evening. And if anyone does have any other questions, let me know, because it's going up quite fast, but I'm a little bit behind on my computer. So Ah, you've got yours still in the demijohn, Jane. Has it cleared really nicely? Because I have bottled mine quite soon and I didn't let it stabilise and everything or sit long enough. I think it was at the beginning, Kelly, because we didn't have the booster plugged in, so my phone wasn't getting signal because we've got really thick walls and we have like boosters everywhere and we've got 3 internet thing connections everywhere. So yeah, Stan absolutely loves beavers as well, which is great. Yeah, Jasmine, you saying it's about getting a rhythm and stuff, and I think children do actually learn a lot better in the evenings, don't they? And that's like later on, probably when it gets towards bedtime, and they realise, hang on a minute, I could suddenly do loads of work and stay up all night. Oh my goodness, Guru, I made nettle beer once. This is probably about 10 years ago. I watched some video. Do you know Alice Fowler did like a 3-part series when she had like an edible garden at her house and did that video? Well, basically, we made some elderflower beer at the time, just using bread yeast. And at the time, I didn't realise bread yeast usually like dies at about 5%, so that's why you don't use bread yeast. But I then got really into it because I made this one beer that tasted remotely of alcohol. So I went down the beer brewing shop and got some like really strong beer yeast or something, and we boiled up a load of nettles and fermented it off for a couple of weeks. I didn't use an airlock, I didn't use a hydrometer, I literally just made this beer, and then I bottled the beer up with the sediment in the bottom, which was obviously still fermenting. And then all of the bottles were like, the plastic bottles that we put it in were like all exploding out. And when we came to drink it, it was like the strongest thing. It tasted like champagne, but seriously, I learned a lot. See, some people really like Alice Fowler, and then some people are not so into her. I quite like her though, and I think that series she did was really good. I think there are some that I've got 21 thumbs up on my phone. It said telling me there's 21, but if everybody could do a thumbs up, that would be amazing. I think I've seen that one, Jane, Winter on the Allotment, but I don't think she filmed it, did she? It was like she was talking about garlic or something on there. But is she arrived, like, does she have a column in the newspaper or something? Is that like her main job now? Because she doesn't really ever do anything new that I've seen. Oh wow, I thought she lived in London. Because that series she did, she lived in London, but I guess a lot of people get sick of London, don't they, and then move away. Yes, Steve, I've got two beer kits that I am doing. Well, actually, I haven't started them off yet. I've got a Wilco one, which is for a dark ale, I think, and I've got a Woodford's Wherry, which is absolutely lush, so I need to get that started soon. I'll have to have a look at her on Instagram then. But yeah. Jane, yeah, it was the Guardian, so that was it. And maybe I've just got mistaken that she lived in London or something then. Yeah, obviously I've just made it up that she lived in London. I have no idea why. Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with. Yeah, that greenhouse, I always remember it because she then put her tomatoes in it because she was worried about getting blight, and apparently, yeah, that was a really good way to do it. I am going to be getting a keg, Steve, when I have a chance. And also when I've got some money, I've seen a keg and they're about 30 quid, but I've got loads of bottles and I can bottle them up here. But it's a bit annoying bottling beer because you end up with beer all over the floor and the place stinks. So I think all tomatoes get blight, really, don't they? I don't think it's very often. I'm in Wales, it rains here a lot, so I'm going to be getting blight no matter what. But my tomatoes just died really early through, I'm not really sure why. I think I might have overwatered them actually. When does everyone start their tomatoes off? Have they put them in yet? Because I know a lot of people do it in January, don't they? But I haven't planted anything yet. Oh, that's interesting, Ant, that Composting Crush are blight resistant. What varieties, Ant, of tomatoes are you going to be putting in tomorrow? I had really planned that I was going to be getting my onions, you know, the seeds in soon. Has anyone actually had their onions germinate this year yet? I think I've said that on every live chat actually, that has everyone done their onions, and I'm planning on doing mine really soon. And when I was at the allotment, I don't know if any of you watched my last allotment update, but my onions, I've been like moaning about my onions every single time because they were really weedy, my onion sets that I put in. And I weeded all around my onions the other day, and there's hardly any because I don't know where they've gone. I think they've just you know, not done very well. So I need to, you know, maybe dig it over. I think that cherry tomatoes taste much sweeter and much more flavoursome. The beef tomatoes, you know, are bigger, but they have less flavour. Hi, Rough Hewn Homestead. Thank you for joining us. Apparently, though, if you water them at the base, they shouldn't get blight, because I thought blight was an airborne virus that kind of they would only get when they were kind of, the leaves were all humid around. Oh, amazing that her onions have germinated. Sun gold, are they like pale yellow ones? So what I'm planning, with everyone saying that they think leave it about a year for the compost, the manure from the chickens to be able to be used, I am hopefully going to be setting up a couple of no dig beds at the plot this year with some of that manure. So I've got loads of cardboard that I'm saving, and hopefully I'll be able to afford a few decking boards to be able to kind of contain it all. I know you don't need decking or anything to do a no dig bed, but I think it looks a bit neater, especially with like Sam's allotment is like the neatest plot I've ever seen, so I wouldn't mind trying to have a go at that. See, I would love so many tomatoes that my chest freezer was half full of tomatoes by the end of the year. I would be really happy with that. If you could be self-sufficient on tomatoes. Yeah, Kelly, I do look around on the freebie sites and stuff, and you just need to be like quite quick, don't you? And I think decking boards used to be like £2.50, but now they're much more expensive, aren't they? So Hazel, will you be growing any tomatoes this year or growing any vegetables? Piccolo tomatoes, are those the tiny, tiny tomatoes that look like berries, because I saw them in one of the magazines and I thought, wow, they looked amazing. They looked like a bush with little tomatoes on, but they only lasted a year. So I thought there was a shrub that was like a perennial shrub or something. That would have been amazing. Yes, Kelly, we have an estate car at the moment, but we are not going to be having an estate car for much longer. However, I really do want a Tesla, and I want the Model S, and the Model S is longer than our estate car. So maybe we should just get one of those instead, and then I can just go and collect anything, and I won't be using any CO2 emissions when I'm driving around getting these decking boards. Rapunzel tomatoes, okay. I've never heard of those. Okay, that's true. The back seats might not fold down. I don't know. See, it's so funny that, you know, how people kind of feel differently about tomatoes, and we all deal with them differently, and we still all get the same things with them, which is blight, or they die a lot quicker. But the ones I saw were like this really rare ones. I'm going to take a picture of it from the magazine I've seen, and I will put it on my Instagram for you to have a look at. Hi, Happy Farms. Hope you're well. So, what car have you got, Kelly? Is it a Subaru Impreza or something? Because I know you've said a few things recently. Oh, yes, actually, that is true. That the Tesla seats do fold down because people do go away with them, don't they, and camp in them. So that's another reason why we should get a Tesla, Lloyd. But we are getting a triple driveway. So, you know, you never know. It's my birthday in a few months, Lloyd. But Kelly, you are a mechanic, so how can you not fix your Poobaroo? Do you know the best car I ever had was a Ford Escort Mark V, and I paid £250 for it. It was gunmetal grey, it had air vents on the front, and it had a spoiler and metallic paint, and it got through 3 MOTs with only 1 light bulb change. I never serviced it. All I did was put petrol in it, and it was a 1.4 massive chassis, and I used to just put my foot down and just keep driving really fast in it, and it was honestly the best car I ever had, and I kind of do miss that a bit, and I wish I still had that car. Sorry, Liz, I'm not subtle at all, am I? Come on. I'm as subtle as a brick, as you would say, Liz. Yeah, like Teslas are amazing. We went to, I don't know if any of you watched the Fully Charged YouTube channel, but we went to their Fully Charged day back in the summer, and there was people doing lifts from the car park to the actual front doors, and we got a bus there from the car park, and on the way back we queued up and went in this Tesla, and I have never driven so fast in my entire life. The guy stopped and was like, right, do you mind if I put it in ludicrous mode? And we were obviously on the, not the racetrack, but we were on the other track bit where you can drive a little bit fast. And he was like, oh, do you want me to put it in ludicrous mode? And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And you obviously have to stop the car to put it in ludicrous mode. And he just did a few things on the computer and put his foot down. And I felt like I was on a ride at Alton Towers or something. I have never in my life, honestly, wow, I was like, we are getting a Tesla. Not that, then the whole way home, I was looking up secondhand ones, and thinking, yeah, we can definitely afford that if we just don't eat food ever again for the next year and don't buy new clothes or anything. We can definitely afford one. So, oh, so how was that, Kelly, the electric golf? I always wanted a Volvo Estate. I wanted a beige one, a Volvo Estate. They are like a tank. But can you imagine the road tax on one of those now? It would probably be like £400 a year. Hi, backyard gardening. The thing with a Volvo Estate is that I don't think I could actually afford. I drive to Bristol 3 times a month, and I do not think I would even be able to afford the petrol for one trip. And what are you trying to imply there? But yeah, I do like Lloyd was on about getting he saw a mini for sale the other day, like an old school mini, and he was like, I'm gonna buy that. Because we're getting this driveway done and I'm going to convert it into an electric car. And I was just like, when you finished all of the other projects that you've got that you're probably never going to finish, maybe you can think of buying a old car to turn it electric. However, though, with turning like an old car electric, I don't think its bodywork could actually handle it. Yeah, escorts. Like I do really miss my escort. Like, and it probably would still be going, but then, yeah, I think after me it got written off. So, and that was not me writing it off either. Oh, what's a Jeepers Creepers car then? I thought you were just saying Jeepers Creepers, as in, yeah. Anyway, we've kind of gone a bit off subject with talking about cars now, haven't we? But I think having a big, hello Rachel, I think having a really big old car that you can chuck loads of stuff in is really good. Oh, so from the film Jeepers Creepers. Right, okay, that's gone over my head. I haven't watched that film. But actually, Jazz, your car is amazing. That was the car that I had one car ago and I absolutely loved it. You can take all the back seats out, you can chuck loads of stuff in it. But I did win a little plastic Wendy house on eBay, just as like the sort you've got. And I drove about 20 miles to go and pick it up. And it was I won it for 99p, and I got the whole thing apart and then tried to put it in the back of the car and it didn't fit. So then I had to hire a van. I mean, I didn't hire a van to get this 99p plastic thing, but we were hiring a van to take stuff from Bristol to Wales. So we then had to do a 20-mile detour to pick up the one side of the thing that wouldn't fit in. Oh, so you've got a Beetle, Jane. Is that an old Beetle or a new Beetle? I can remember actually when I was younger, I really liked the idea of having a Beetle, but I think for my first car, I had a Peugeot 205, but I had gone to look at I think it was a Mark III Escort Cabriolet with a black roof, and that was going to be my first car. And I think it was like someone was selling it for about 600 quid. It probably had like a dodgy MOT on it and everything. And then I can remember I was like 17 and I wanted to buy it. And my mum was just like, no, you're not having that at all. And they really put their foot down and said I was not allowed to buy it. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't be here today if I'd been allowed to buy a Mark III 1.6 Escort when I was a wee child. It's quite funny actually talking about cars, because everyone's got like a different opinion or their favourite car, and it's really interesting to hear. But yes, anyway, it is 10 o'clock now, and I am aware that everybody has lives to get back to. So I'm probably gonna leave the conversation here, but it has been absolutely amazing to have you all coming over. I'm really sorry this live chat has not been amazing as my other ones, if you thought they were amazing, just because I kind of got a little bit thrown off at the beginning with the buffering issue. I hope you've enjoyed looking at my wine. I have got I've got a plan for one of my wines, and I'm going to be doing a video about it. But also, sorry Rachel, sorry, if you go on my Facebook page and like it, I do reminders when I'm going to go live, so you can get notified next time, so you can come from the start, which would be great. Thanks, Kelly. But yes, so I'm also going to be doing another video about some homebrew. If you're interested in homebrew, because I don't know if actually many of you are, or just the gardening stuff, but I'm also going to be at the allotment this weekend, and hopefully I'll have 2 uploads next week, as well as my live chat next Friday. Has anybody... my Facebook page, if that's me, is Erica's Little Welsh Garden. If you search that, then you can find it there. And I will do a homebrew video. And do you know what? If anyone is interested in me doing a homebrew of a particular type of thing, let me know and I will brew it. Let's see. And, oh my God, sorry, Guru, you just said Cosworth. My mum used to have a friend that had a like burgundy Cosworth, and he was selling it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, when I was about 17, and glad I didn't. But yeah, sorry. But, and also, yeah, everybody, there's loads of channels here, so have a look at each other's channels, and please subscribe to everybody if you want. That'd be amazing. And I'm going to head off now, but thanks very much for joining me. If you have any other questions, though, put it down. I will go through this, and then next week we can talk about it. Mum, if you want to see sprouts, head over to James at Happy Homestead. He did a sprout wine tasting video this week, and his taste of the sprout wine is very, very interesting. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you in the week.